Hello viewers, welcome back. Today I'm going to talk about the concept of modules in Visual Basic for applications. And in order to demonstrate, I have taken up this simple example, an example of weekly sales of fruits in a superstore. And in this data set, I have got 9 rows in all, including 2 rows for the headers. And I've also got 11 columns for the fruits and 1 column for the name of the days. Okay, I've also inserted 3 command buttons here. One is to find the maximum value out of this whole range of data, and also to highlight the cells and make them bold, and the minimum value as well out of the whole range of data set. And this one will do the refreshing work. Let's see what these buttons actually do, and after that I'll explain the whole thing. So let us click on this one. So this has found that the maximum weekly sales is 293, and these sales are in these 2 locations. So it has highlighted these 2 cells and also made the fonts bold. Let's click on the minimum value. So the minimum value is 100, and it has these are located in these 2 cells, and these 2 cells have been highlighted and the fonts have been made bold. Now if you click on refresh button, it will remove the highlight, and also it will make the fonts regular, right? So these 3 buttons are doing this. Now I'll step into the program, click on the maximum value button and see what it does. So there are actually 3 steps involved in this program. This one finds the maximum values and also highlights the cells. I have declared 3 variables. One is I, another is j, and another is max value, right? And I have used this worksheet function. I have demonstrated in my previous lecture, in the last lecture in fact, how to use the worksheet functions in ExcelVBA. So we are taking advantage of that. So the max value will be equal to application worksheet function max, and max of what? Max of this range. The range is the range of data we have selected is from B3 to K11. So this whole range of data has been selected in the code. Okay. So this line of code is finding the maximum value equal to the max in the range of B3 to K11. Now we are in the 3rd step. We are going to highlight the cell locations, and also we'll make the fonts bold. So this is how we have done it. We have used a nested for next loop. I have demonstrated in one of my previous lectures. So the first loop, that is from I is equal to 3 to 9, that will take you or run you through the rows, and j variable will, or this inner loop will run you through the columns. Okay. So in fact we are running through each of the cells row wise. So we are starting from here and then going there, everywhere. So we are finishing this row first, and after that we are completing this row, and wherever we find this value equal to 293, the program is going to highlight those cells and make the fonts in the cells bold. So this is what we are doing here by using this if block. Okay, just take a moment and have a look at it. Take a notepad and write it yourself, and go step by step to learn it all by yourself. I have explained it earlier, but you'll have to work as well. Unless you pick up a notepad and a pen, you'll not learn it properly. Okay. So this is how the first command button is working, and in the second command button, that is the minimum value command button. So we have used again 3 variables, and instead of max value here we are using min value, and we have used this work function here, that is min range B3 K11. So that is finding out the minimum value, and wherever we are finding this minimum value, those cells are being filled with a color, that is color index 17, and the fonts are being made bold in these few lines of codes. Just like the previous one, it is doing the same thing. And in the 3rd command button, that is the refresh button, what we are saying is you run through each of the cells and make all the interior color index equal to 0, that is unfill it, and wherever you find the fonts bold, make them false. So that is what the refresh button was doing. Okay, I hope these few lines of codes are very much understandable. Now, let us, in order to understand the concept of modules, let us insert another command button here from the ActiveX controls and put it somewhere here, right? So this is command button 1. Don't worry about the name. Okay, so what I'm going to do is let's click on this one. I'm going to copy the codes related to max value in this command button. Okay, and I'm also going to copy the Visual Basic code related to the minimum value from the other command button, right? You can always copy and paste, no problem. Okay, let us not copy the codes from refresh button at the moment. We'll do it later on. So this is these are the codes. So we have actually merged the codes written in max value button and min value button into one button. Okay, let's see what it does. Let's try to run this few lines of codes behind this command button. So we have put all the codes written here and written here in one single command button. Okay, let's try to run it. It is not working. Why? Let's see. It is saying that there is a duplicate declaration in current scope. Why duplicate? Let's see. You have already declared I, J in the previous, when we are finding the maximum values, those are already declared, and when it is running the lines of codes for the minimum value, it has found the declaration again. So we can remove these declarations. Okay, you don't have to declare the same variable twice, because if you declare the same variable twice in a program segment, it will only confuse the Visual Basic programming, okay, or the logics. So this is okay. This can be, and of course you must remember you can declare the variables at any stage of the program, no problem. Okay, you can declare all the variables at top, or even after writing few lines of codes like using other for next loops and if and if blocks and all these things, you can write your or declare the variables anywhere in the whole sub procedure. Okay, and let us try to run it again and see if it catches up with any other problem. So try to run it. That's okay. So now what it did, it actually found out the maximum value and minimum value by all from this single command button, and also highlighted the cells and made them bold. Okay, so let us go back to this command button again. Let us make it more disciplined. So I'm going to put these variables all up there just for convenience. That is what makes life easier, right? So you can get rid of this statement and other things can remain the same. Okay, so that's okay. That's okay, right? So now you can see you are doing the same job. Instead of using two command buttons, you are using one command button and getting the same result. That is fine. But now your lines of codes are actually getting bigger, right? There are too many lines of codes in this sub procedure, right? So when you would be writing say a very large program, and where there will be too many logics, you are finding maximum value, minimum value, and also interpolating data and all these things. If you write codes for doing too many tasks in one subroutine, that might make your life difficult. Okay, you'll make too many mistakes in terms of writing the program, and also in terms of tracing back the problems. Okay, so that is where the concept of module actually comes in. So what we can do is, let me let me insert another command button here to demonstrate now the concept of module. Okay, so in order to in order to write or the understand the concept of module, so until today we have been using this developer tab, and under the developer tab we always focused on these two tabs, insert and design mode. Today we'll go to this Visual Basic Editor tab. In fact, you have been using the Visual Basic Editor, but you never use this tab. Okay, so let us use this tab now, and that will open your editor window just like before. Right now, here if you just focus on this window here, that is the VBA project. It shows VBA projects, and in the VBA project you may have worksheets, okay, and also you may have many other things, like what, like you can have user form or modules. Okay, I'll talk about the user forms later on. I'll talk about modules today. So we are going to insert a module. Okay, and once you insert module, it will by default it will show you that this is module 1. This way you can insert many more modules, like you can insert another one, and that will be automatically named module 2. Okay, you can of course change the name of the modules. I'll show you later on. So this is your module 1. Okay, in fact, module means you are sort of compartmentalizing your whole program. Instead of writing a B program or too many lines of codes under one subroutine, you are trying to split it, okay, into small pieces or small modules, okay, or small building blocks. So module is kind of a building block of a large program. So in this module we'll write what I'll write later on. First of all I'll copy. So instead of putting everything under one command button, we have actually already used modules, but in a different way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy the codes from the maximum value command button again. Okay, where is that? Right, and say Ctrl C, and then go to module 1 here and copy and paste it here. Right, and a module always starts with a structure like this, that is sub, and the name of the module, let us call it the maximum value module, and parenthesis. Okay, so once you press enter, it will give you another line, that is end sub. So you'll have to write your codes always between these two lines. Okay, right, so the maximum value, the routine or the lines of codes related to finding the maximum value is now stored in this module 1. Okay, similarly we'll copy the codes related to finding minimum value in the module 2. Okay, so the lines of codes are copied, and we'll call this sub minimum. You can write whatever you want. You can write min value, you can write minimum value, but put this the parenthesis and enter. Okay, so now we'll have to copy paste or cut paste this between these two lines of starting sub and end sub. Okay, so basically what we have done is, instead of writing codes for finding both maximum value and minimum value under the same subroutine, we have split into two modules or two building blocks. Okay, right, now let us forget about these two buttons. It is still there. I'll remove them later on. So we are now going to click on this command button. We have earlier we have inserted it, but we have not done anything in this command button. So here what we are going to do is we are going to call those modules. What was the name? The name was maximum value. Okay, and the second one was the minimum value. Okay, right, let us check the name again. Let us check the name again. Click on the module 1. Yes, the name is maximum value. There should not be any mistake in writing the names, and this one was minimum value. Okay, so in the command button 2, this one, we are not writing any codes like this, like earlier. What we are doing is we are calling these two modules. Just you call these two modules and they will do the necessary work for you. Let us try it. Go back. Okay, refresh. And let us try this command button now and see if it works. If everything is all right, it should work. Otherwise, we'll have to repair the problem. Let's see. That is nice. Piece of cake. So you have introduced two modules in your Visual Basic project now. Okay. There are two modules in your Visual Basic project. Okay. And one is module 1 and another is module 2. These are the two building blocks of your Visual Basic program now. And in the module 1, what do you have? You have the sub-procedure to find the maximum value and also to highlight the cells. Always write these comments. Okay, it is better to write these comments so that you can always understand what this segment of program is doing or what this module is doing. Okay, and similarly in the module 2, you have written lines of codes that will find the minimum value and also highlight the cells. Very nice. I mean, that keeps you more organized and you'll never get lost. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to now, should I delete this? You just consider that these buttons are deleted. Okay, and now you can change the properties of this button, and you can put a caption here. What do you want to call it? We can call it intro to module. Okay, so you are being introduced to the concept of module, and you can also change the color of the command button from the palette. Choose a color. Do you like pink? Okay, let's make it pink. And also you can change the font and other things, make it bigger. You can change the font style, make them bold, and make the fonts larger as well. So make it bold, make it big. Okay, and also you can resize to show the caption. That looks good, right? So gradually we are learning many more things of ExcelVBA, and you are actually mastering ExcelVBA. And once you follow all the lectures of my tutorials, I am sure you'll be able to you'll be able to develop very professional Visual Basic applications for your office, your organizations, or for many commercial users. I hope this was useful. Thanks very much. Thanks for watching this.